LeBron James is arguably the greatest player of all time in NBA history. But what is it that keeps him going at such a high level even after 20 years in the NBA? For starters, it could be the fact that LeBron spends $1.5 million on his body annually. And it could be a combination of other factors too. Basically, in LeBron, we're talking about an athlete so motivated to dominate the top tier of basketball that he stops at nothing to do so. In fact, he recently revealed how he spends upwards of $1 million only on his body to stay fit, and that gives us an idea of why he's still dominating the NBA, while the rest of his draft class is watching the NBA on their television screens. Point being, when Bron arrived in the NBA 20 years ago to this year, he was the most hyped up and sought after rookie in NBA history, and he didn't even play college basketball. But that's what makes him such an interesting specimen. I can't wrap my head around the fact that LeBron's still playing at the same level, if not a higher one, than he did back in the mid-2000s. It's staggering. I mean, come on. He's played with so many players and their sons. It's outrageous. He basically dominated two different generations of a family. A true anomaly. But what makes him so different from other athletes? It's probably the love for the game and an honest mindset of wanting to give his all every night on repeat. The work ethic. Basically, as I said, a combination of factors. There's the obvious answer: skill and talent. Yes, but I'd genuinely argue that there have been dozens of players who probably possessed more talent and more skill than LeBron James. Unfortunately for them, it's not only talent that can make you the best. You need hard work. You need to put in the tough yards. You need to be disciplined with your body, maintaining fitness. And as Eric Spoelstra, his former coach in Miami, revealed, diligence with everything. That includes body maintenance, never be late for a meeting or a flight, obsession with perfection, and of course, the most important point of all, developing new skills. See, many players have successful careers in the NBA, and most of them can ride through their entire career only with a couple of skills at best. LeBron was just like them when he arrived in the NBA, a body which was a gift straight from the gods, the athleticism that no one could match. But the man just couldn't shoot to save his life. 20 years on, LeBron's on the cusp of breaking the most coveted individual award in the NBA, and possibly up there in all of the American sports, the all-time scoring record. And he's already in the top 10 of most three-pointers made in NBA history. All this as a pass-first guy. Now, I know that Kevin Durant doesn't believe LeBron's a pass-first guy, and I totally understand his skepticism. But did you know that LeBron's also fourth in the all-time assist leaderboard? So KD might have a point, but LeBron isn't a shoot-first guy either. He's just an anomaly. Despite all that, you still can't explain why LeBron's success has been so consistent and had longevity. So what's the secret behind that? Well, I can correlate this to Spoelstra's analysis of LeBron James. LeBron evolved over time. He kept on adding skills to his arsenal to ensure that he remains a threat even at 38. Don't believe me? The man's averaging over 30 points in his 20th season in the NBA. No one's ever come close to that kind of domination. And you can't do that if you stick to just one skill. You need to evolve, because the NBA has definitely evolved. The game was already tough to master back in the early 2000s, but 20 years later, it's only gotten tougher with different demands. And the good thing is, LeBron knows his limitations. Yes, LeBron's adaptability makes him so special. When you know your limits and you still strive for greatness, you find a way, like LeBron has. He himself explained how he altered his game to be effective at this age, because he can't drive drive to the post in every play. That's why he probably gets jealous watching Giannis play, because he knows a thing or two about doing all that. But it's probably the reason why he's also averaging just about as many points as Giannis since turning 38, if not more. So, given his brilliance, the IQ, and everything, is LeBron the greatest athlete ever? I believe a case can be made for that. For many, he's already the greatest in basketball history, and many more would join the bandwagon when he inevitably overtakes Kareem's record within the next couple of games. So, he's mastered his sport, which is why he deserves to be in the conversations. And his longevity, which gives him a true edge over Michael Jordan in the GOAT debates, helps him rank alongside some of the other greatest athletes of all time, like Roger Federer, like Tom Brady, like Serena Williams, Muhammad Ali, and many more. But one thing's for sure, LeBron definitely isn't out of place among that lot, and he still has quite some gas left in the tank, because he recently gave an interesting update on his future. Don't worry guys, the King's here to stay. At least a few more years. And yes, I heard those grunts from you people at the back. It's a blessing that we'll get to witness the King for at least a few more years to come. It would be even better if he can get a better supporting cast around him to dominate the NBA and win another ring before retiring for good. And I guess we all knew that much, didn't we? LeBron doesn't have to make it more obvious. When you've achieved everything there is to achieve, the highest level of the sport becomes just a place for you to fulfill some of your personal wishes too. It's no secret that LeBron wants to play with his son before retiring, and amid some recent rumors, it seems that LeBron's staying firm on his plans of doing so. He's playing at an incredibly high level, so it's completely understandable if he wants to stay for a few more years, and ideally speaking, play alongside his son. But he'll even just settle for playing against him at this point, which seems to be his only condition for retiring. And for a man who the entire NBA hasn't managed to find an answer against, LeBron will get his way in this regard too. I'm absolutely certain. But is there still anything else left for him to achieve in his playing career? Well, apart from wanting to share an NBA court with his son, LeBron would probably love to get his hands on another ring. I'm sure he hasn't said that, but a player of his caliber always wants to win. That's why it was rumored that LeBron might quit if the Lakers' form doesn't pick up. After all, when you're that good, you don't settle for individual records only. You want team success. And you best believe LeBron's got his eyes on that 5th ring. In fact, my hot take on the matter is that LeBron would be willing to jump ship too if he sees a better opportunity of winning the NBA championship elsewhere. There have been some rumors of another homecoming in Cleveland, which would probably be the most iconic moment in NBA history, or at least one of the most iconic, especially if the Cavaliers can jump the queue and land Bronny James. That's all I have on LeBron, although I'll be back with more content on the King soon.